Okay, we want to continue our review for the Unit 4 exam by now talking about United States material consumption, and this is per person per year. This is the amount of stuff that we use. So if you were given that chart on the exam, you should be able to understand what it's saying. So here are some different kinds of ores. So an ore is a rock, or it can be a mineral that contains metals. And so I would like for you to know for the exam about hematite and how hematite contains iron. I would like for you to know about bauxite, and bauxite contains aluminum. And I'd like for you to know about galena, and galena contains lead. So how do these metallic mineral resources, how do they form? So you have magmatic deposits and hydrothermal deposits, and then secondary enrichment, and then MVT deposits, and then sedimentary deposits such as the banded iron formations that contain hematite, contain iron, and then certain kinds of soils will concentrate clays, and then those clays can turn into bauxite, and then we get aluminum out of it, and then also placer deposits. So I would like for you to know about all of these different methods for producing ores. Okay, and then this chart here shows a whole bunch of different kinds of mineral resources that the Earth has, and it also talks about which countries have these mineral resources, and then how do they form. So this again would be a good one if I was to give you this chart on the exam. Can you interpret what it's trying to say? Now, what about non-metallic rock and mineral resources? So these are things that don't have metals in them, and but they are very important. So for the most part, limestone is pretty cheap, and gravel is cheap, and clay is cheap, and sand is cheap. But it's used to make buildings, and it's used to make computer chips, and sheetrock, and fertilizers. So I definitely want you to know about how sand, the silica, has silicon in it, and then that silicon can be used to make silicon computer chips. And then I would also like for you to know about the mineral apatite, because that has phosphorus in it, and then when you grind up apatite, you can turn that into fertilizers. So I would like for you to know that for the exam. So that completes this lesson. So in our next review lesson, we are going to talk about environmental geology. So I'll see you then.